Okay, guys, so on to the next. Planting strawberries. So, because your strawberry plants will be growing in the same spot for at least 2 years, prepare the ground well. The small, shallow-rooted plants will have to receive all their moisture and nourishment from the top few inches of soil. The soil should be light, rich, slightly acidic, pH of 5.5 to 6.0, and full of rich humus, aged manure, compost, or peat that will hold moisture even during the driest weather. Strawberries grow best in moist soil and full sun. Number 1, till the soil to a depth of 6 inches, removing weeds and roots. Work 2 inches of organic matter such as peat moss, compost, or well-rotted manure into the soil. Number 2, strawberry plants come in bare root bundles. Snip the roots to a length of 4 inches before planting. Pull off all but 2 or 3 of the youngest leaves on each plant. This action will reduce water loss when the plants are in the ground. As you work, keep the plants in a pan with a little water in the bottom and drape a damp cloth over them. Number 3, plant by plunging a trowel straight down in the soil. Pull the handle towards you to open a slit in the ground. Fan out the roots and place them in the open slit, making sure they don't bend as you set them in. Then set the top of the crown just above the soil line. Any deeper and the crown will rot. Any shallower and the roots will dry out. Remove the trowel and firm the soil with the heel of your hand. Give each plant a pint of water to settle the soil. And I'm gonna actually remember that and try to do that with my strawberries this year and see if it makes a difference. Number 4, as the plant begins to grow, pinch off all the flower buds. Pinch summer bearers until flowering ceases in early summer. Pinch ever bearers for about 3 months and then stop and allow subsequent flowers to produce berries. Growth, care, and harvest. The matted row system is an easy way to grow a large bed of strawberries. Set rows of strawberry plants 12 inches apart. Let the plants put forth as many runners as they can. As the runners form, arrange them in a roughly circular pattern around the mother plant. Once you've achieved strawberry plants every 3 to 4 inches, snip off additional runners so the plants don't become overcrowded. Although the system produces good crops, the berries are smaller than those grown using the double hill system. The double hill system. The double hill system is a versatile method that is also effective in raised beds. To plant this way, begin by removing any runners from the mother plants. Set your plants 10 to 12 inches apart in paired hilled rows that are themselves 10 to 12 inches apart. Space the pairs of rows 18 inches apart. A variation on the hill system requires raised beds, usually of timbers that are 24 inches wide. Fill the beds with sandy loam amended with compost or rotted manure and adjust the pH to between 6.0 and 6.5. Set plants in twin rows 6 inches from the edge of the timbers and 12 inches apart. Fertilization. My nose itches. Beginning in the spring of your plant's first year and continuing into fall, water every other week with a low analysis fertilizer such as fish emulsion. And I'm going to have to talk to Andrew about that and have him point me towards the best stuff to get. So, and he'll know because that's what he uses for his plant. Plants. Sorry, guys. That was weird. This will normally... Anyway, this will normally supply plants with all the nutrients they need. In some soils of the southeast and midwest, extra phosphorus is needed. In the northwest, applications of trace minerals may be required. From their second season on, fertilize the plants at the beginning of the growing seasons and when blossoms open. And I'm going to have to remember that. I'm going to have to make sure that we have what we need, at least for a while, until we have, some good fertilizing systems going. Watering. While the fruits are ripening, strawberries need about 1 inch of water per week. This watering regimen will produce large, juicy berries. Too Too much water at this time will yield large fruit that has a watery, diluted flavor. In general, moistening the soil in a way that does not get the leaves wet reduces the spread of foliar diseases. So water from the bottom. It's always the best way to water your plants. Cold and frost protection. Mulch helps keep moisture in the soil, which protects root systems. It also reduces heaving the soil in late winter and early spring. In areas where the temperatures drop to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, without a snow cover, a thick straw mulch can prevent severe damage. So I'll have to remember that. Straw, or, I know you can use leaves as well, so. Harvesting. When is it time to pick the berries? As strawberries ripen, the fruit changes color from white to pink to red. As the color changes, sugars are deposited into the fruit. Berries picked before they are fully ready will not have as much sugar as ripe ones. Pick in the cool of the morning when the berries are firm. When will they ripen? In mild weather, strawberries mature about 30 days after blooming. In warm weather, they mature more rapidly. I'll go ahead and just read this too, because the video is kind of short. So, basic strawberry jam, and I've made homemade strawberry jam, and it was really good. Strawberries and sugar, plain and simple. This basic jam is beloved by all, especially when it's made from hand-picked, sun-sweetened berries. 2 quarts of washed, stemmed, crushed strawberries. 6 cups of sugar. And make sure you are not using refined sugar. Use raw cane sugar. Pure raw cane sugar. Number 1, preheat a boiling water bath canner. Sterilize 8 half-pint jars and prepare the lids. 2, combine the berries and sugar in a tall, heavy, non-reactive saucepan. 3, bring slowly to a boil, stirring occasionally until the sugar dissolves. Boil rapidly until thick, about 40 minutes. As the mixture begins to thicken, stir frequently to prevent scorching. 4, test for doneness. 220 degrees Fahrenheit or 104 degrees Celsius on a thermometer, or when the jam sheets off a cool saucer or spoon. That's how my mom always tested it. Number 5, remove from heat and skim off any foam that is formed during boiling. Number 6, getting aroused. 6, pour into the sterilized jars, leaving a 1/4 inch of headroom. Run a rubber spatula around the insides of the jars to release air bubbles. Wipe the rims of the jars with a clean, damp cloth. Place lids in position and tighten screw bands. Number 7, process in the canner for 5 minutes once the water is returned to a boil. Adjust for altitude if necessary. And remember, we read that in one of the last videos. Number 8, use a jar lifter to carefully remove the jars. Always make sure you have a jar lifter. Number 9, cool sealed jars. Check seals, remove screw bands, label, and store. Alright, and last but not least, making pectin. You can use apples to make your own fruit pectin for use in jam made from strawberries and other low pectin fruits. Choose hard, tart, ripe apples. Weigh, wash, and cut fine, leaving stems and cores in. Add 1 pint of water and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice for each pound of apples. Cover and boil rapidly for 30 minutes, stirring occasionally to prevent scorching. Press through a jelly bag or damp cheesecloth, then strain through several layers of cheesecloth without squeezing. Heat liquid back to the boiling point, seal in canning jars, and process in a boiling water bath canner for 10 minutes. To mix, use the pectin and juice of a low pectin fruit in equal amounts. Alright, so that was it for planting strawberries and making a basic strawberry jam and making pectin. And I will see you guys in a few minutes. Bye, guys.